What's up, y'all? Talon here. Today I'm back with another series of ranked battles featuring top teams in the Regulation G metagame. Today I have a team that was created by Kona, a Japanese player who ranked 14th on the ladder, who also gave the team to their friend Kuro, another Japanese player who got 6th place on the ladder last Battle Stadium season with this team. So definitely a very, I would say, disproportionately high performance for Lunala compared to its usage stats. So I thought it'd be worth to take a look at the team. There's definitely something very strong fundamentally here that would allow it to overperform its usage stats as well as just the players being strong. But yeah, really interested in seeing Lunala, its performance at the World Championship. It's a Pokemon a lot of, I think, top players have looked at and said, okay, there's a lot of potential here, but it's kind of got a lot of building challenges as well. And there's no better time to figure out those building challenges than in the 2-month break between the last tournament of the format, NAIC, and the World Championship. And it does look like a lot of players are doing that. Slow, another Japanese player, got second at a grassroots tournament in Japan with a very similar team with Lunala, although I think it had Clefairy and Raging Bolt, as well as Incineroar over the Pelipper, Landorus, and Clefairy. So overall, definitely a Pokemon that a lot of the Japanese players are looking at. And it wouldn't be a surprise to me to see Western players start to pick this up and figure out their own spins on the Lunala. So we are going to go into a breakdown of the team. If you guys appreciate these sort of videos, please subscribe to the channel. And with all that being said, let's hop into it. If you want to use the team for yourself, I have the rental code in the top right of the video, as well as in the description below, along with the PokePaste featuring the EV spreads, and as I mentioned before, Kona's blog post on outlining how the team was built. Looking at the team as a whole, we do have a Lunala as your main restricted here. We have a very interesting set. It is Power Herb, Meteor Beam, which I think most people have come to expect. We have the Moongeist Beam, which is just a very powerful offensive move, but we don't have a Psychic move. Oftentimes these teams will have an Indeedee to let you go for Expanding Force. Instead, we're opting for a Terra Fairy Dazzling Gleam. I have seen some Calm Mind leftovers Terra Fairy with Moonblast, but Dazzling Gleam is something I have not seen on the Power Herb set. So you can definitely surprise some things like Raging Bolt, do a ton of damage to that, as well as dark types in the metagame. You can just, probably after the Power Herb, Meteor Beam, knock out a Grimmsnarl or something of that nature. It's also good against Urshifus, being able to one-hit KO those if they haven't gone for a Terra, so very interesting set. The Shadow Shield ability, very potent, being able to take pretty much any hit in the metagame, outside of, I guess, a Calyrex Shadow Rider Astral Barrage, but you're going to be tearing in front of that anyways. You do have a Pelipper to Wide Guard in front of that. Astral Barrage, as well as other spread moves in the metagame, definitely very appreciated. Tailwind makes your Lunala a way bigger threat. It's kind of in an awkward middle speed tier, but after the Tailwind, you can outspeed and go for things like Moongeist Beam, kind of return the favor against a Calyrex Shadow Rider, knock it out with the Moongeist Beam, when normally they would have the advantage over you with the Astral Barrage. So beyond that, the Pelipper does offer a lot of support to the Urshifu, which is a Terra Water Focus Sash set. Essentially, you're trying to guarantee you get 2 hits off, whether it be a Surging Strike and an Aqua Jet, or 2 Surging Strikes. The Focus Sash means you're going to be getting 2 hits off pretty consistently, which is definitely very appreciated. Choice Scarf sets, while generally very strong, you can get Thunderclap. There's a lot that can go wrong there, but the Focus Sash is definitely very consistent. Landorus also benefits from the Rain very much. The 100% accuracy buff in Rain to the Sandsear Storm is really potent. It's hitting as strong as as a single target Earth Power, I believe, which is just kind of nuts. Sheer Force boosting that Sandsear Storm, so you won't be able to burn, but you definitely appreciate the power bump there. Outside of that, you have Psychic, again, for things like Water type Urshifu. They're not going to expect you to be Choice Scarf. This is primarily a ladder team, so you can kind of just like snipe an Urshifu if it does not go for a Terastallization and just knock it out with a Psychic against the Water type one. And then you have Sludge Bomb for things like Posing Rillaboom and things like a Terastallized Fairy Raging Bolt if they try and tear out of your ground type moves, or if you have forced a Terra Fairy out of a Calyrex Shadow Rider, you can hit it with Sludge Bomb that way. I think probably the most interesting Pokemon in the team is the Maushold. I've actually seen the Maushold kind of picking up on Japanese teams. There's a hyper-offensive Dondozo Calyrex Shadow Rider team that had Maushold that I saw. That one was Thunderwave. This one has a lot more support options. Super Fang is your offensive option. Chipping everything down to 50% is definitely helpful. Population Bomb would do a lot of damage to things, but it's way less consistent. You'd have to run a wide lens to be doing consistent damage. Here we have Rocky Helmet. So the Super Fang means you can just run a lot of bulk, don't even worry about your attack stat, and still be chipping. Very powerful restricted for 50% damage. That's definitely a smart choice there. And then you have Taunt for things like Amoonguss, which could otherwise be kind of annoying. You don't have a lot of grass type switch-ins. It's really just the Rillaboom and the Pelipper after you've gone for the Terra, but you really don't want to be going for that. Follow Me is its main bread and butter, just redirecting any attention from the Lunala or the rest of your sweepers. And you also have Helping Hand to boost up the Landorus. If it's moving first, you can go for Helping Hand, Sandsear Storm. do crazy damage that way, and you also have the Friend Guard. There are a lot of cute things you can do with Friend Guard. If your opponent feels like they have a knockout, you can just switch in the Maushold and just chip it over the edge and then answer back with the knockout on something like the Landorus or the Lunala. It's already hard enough to knock out a Lunala. You have to hit it once through the Shadow Shield, and if you also can switch in Friend Guard after the fact, that can definitely surprise a lot of people. Just shift defensive calcs in your favor. Rillaboom is running the Assault Vest set. It is kind of just the thing you switch in when you're out of position. You just go out into the Rillaboom, protect with the other Pokemon, fake out, and then U-turn potentially to pivot back into a good offensive position. There isn't a lot of defensive bulk. You do have the Maushold, which is kind of defensive. You don't have Focus Sash on Pelipper, so you're really the Citrus Berry is honestly a little bit hopeful. It is going to activate sometimes, but the bulk on the Pelipper, very disappointing. Usually you do want the Focus Sash, so Rillaboom is going to be your main defensive switch-ins against most teams. This is definitely going to be a very interesting team. I don't understand how this Lunala is supposed to play entirely, but hopefully we can figure out together. If you guys enjoy these type of videos, please subscribe to the channel, and with all that being said, let's hop into the battle. Alright, up against a very offensive Groudon team with 2 Photosynthesis abusers and then a Sun abuser in the Chi-Yu, as well as Ogerpon and Farigiraf. I think Maushold could be interesting here. The Friend Guard is definitely cool. Early on, it pretty much guarantees that I get a Power Gem Meteor Beam off. I don't think I'm fast enough to really abuse that though. Maybe I try and set Tailwind up early. I think Raging Bolt from them would be a very solid lead. Probably Booster Energy Flutter scares away my Lando. I think I'm going to go with the... I feel like U-turn wouldn't be bad on lead. If I can get Rain up, Surging Strike just clears a hole through their team, but it's going to hard to execute that. Maybe we go Maushold, try that out, Pelipper in the back, and then I don't really see Rillaboom being very good. And I think Landorus is almost necessary to deal with the Raging Bolt. If I can get rid of the Booster Energy Flutter main, I like the Lando a lot, actually. In Rain, it's going to be walling the Groudon pretty hard. And outspeed and knock out the Ogerpon, knock out the Chi-Yu, Raging Bolt. Probably not a KO if they're Assault Vest because we aren't Life Orb, but yeah, definitely a lot of firepower offered against their team with that. And the Farigiraf probably shouldn't come from them. We don't have a lot of priority on our side. Let's see though. Okay, Chi-Yu Flutter. Kind of expected, that's why I did not lead the Lando. I guess I could have gone for Terra Steel in that situation, but yeah, I didn't want to go for that. So Snarl's definitely a concern here, for sure. Yeah, that's really scary. They could Icy Wind Heat Wave or Icy Wind Snarl, which would be all pretty bad. Do I have a great option against that? Not really. Landorus would be a bad switch in. They can Icy Wind. I think I want to delay. If they're Focus Sash, this Meteor Beam is kind of wasted, right? Yeah, I just spammed a button. I don't think I'll actually get an attack off here. I think my concern was if I don't Terra, I just fold to Icy Wind Snarl, basically. If they're Specs or even if Focus Sash, I'd probably get pretty close. And yeah, I'd rather get the Terra off and no move with the Maushold than just nothing happen. But they're Scarf and they Heat Wave. Okay, completely wasted Terra on my part. Would have been better off, but I wasn't going to get an attack other than Super Fang off regardless, but it would have been really nice to get it into the Chi-Yu. For sure. We can at least knock out their Chi-Yu next turn with Power Herb. Good to know that they are Choice Scarf and not another item. And then we Moongeist Beam. It doesn't even knock out the Flutter. Their Focus Sash? Oh yeah, we didn't even see Booster Energy. That's totally on me. That's interesting though. So if I switch in on the correct turn, I can kind of exploit that. Let's go... Honestly, Meteor Beam seems good here. Meteor Beam switch is tempting. I think I will delay my gratification though and go Pelipper. If they KO me, that would be very bad. Let's just hold on to our bulk, I think. Feels unlikely we'll knock out their... Yeah, they Heat Wave. I don't think Moonblast will knock us out because they are Focus Sash. And we can knock out their Flutter Mane, which clears the way for our Lando. Oh, that got way closer than I would have expected, though. Yeah, that did wild damage. And we do a little bit of chip to Chi-Yu, but that should be in range for Sandsear Storm. Yeah, I don't know why I thought they were booster energy there. Definitely wasted potential. Let's go into the Lando. We have burned our Terra. They are switching right into that guy. That's kind of interesting. Shiny Groudon. Cute. But we kind of have that walled. So who could they likely have in the back? Notably, they have not burned their Terra. I think it is really obvious the Pelipper comes in here, but I'm curious what they can actually do to handle that. Because I should still just be able to go for the Sandsear Scarf. I'll confirm if I'm timid or modest, but I am modest. So if they're timid Chi-Yu, they will outspeed and get a Heat Wave off. But that's in Sun, so it shouldn't matter that much. I can't imagine they have a great switch in, and because the Lunala switched out, we know because speed tiers or switch operates under the same, basically faster Pokemon switch out first. Because the Lunala switched out first, the Chi-Yu can't be switching out, so we just take that knockout, and we take advantage of their Beads of Ruin to 2-hit KO their Groudon. However, we won't be able to do the same damage next turn because of the knocked out Chi-Yu. Bulk up, very interesting. So they're zooted on the Groudon, but for how long? Doesn't really matter, I think. Raging Bolt, if it's Life Orb, a Draco Meteor could probably KO us, but that would be fine, I think. No, it would be pretty bad. They're likely to Draco this turn, I think. Should I just sack the Landorus? I think probably so, yeah. How fast is my Lunala? If I can guarantee I outspeed them, that's good. 129. Yeah, we should outspeed their Raging Bolt with reasonable confidence. Let's go for a Weather Ball switch. So you might think I just have a free KO here, or like a free stay in. And if I live the Draco, that's true. The game pretty much ends if I hit the Sandsear Weather Ball this turn. But I think it's reasonably likely they went for Draco that turn. And if they do, then they're in a weird spot this turn where they kind of have to Thunderclap, which gives me damage into which gives me a Weather Ball into their Groudon, and then I think I should win the game. Boom, good damage. I think that probably confirms they are not Choice Scarf. They'd have to be really quick on the Groudon to outspeed my Lunala, but maybe I should have gone for the Tailwind last turn. Let's just go for Weather Ball, Dazzling Gleam though. Chipping everything in range. Yeah, we do outspeed, we hit the Dazzling Gleam, and now everything is in range for Sandsear Storm. If they are not Protect on the Raging Bolt, we should be confirming a KO there. Heat Crash, they were actually faster than my Pelipper. They haven't burned their Terra. Maybe I should have gone for a Meteor Beam, I'm not sure. Because if I don't knock out their... Eesh, okay. Another game where Focus Sash would be very nice on Pelipper. Yeah, I'd also love Helping Hand on the Pelipper, but I could have gone for Tailwind that turn instead of the Weather Ball and confirmed the Groudon. Now, it's not great. Because I think a Draco Meteor... Well, I think we've confirmed they're most likely Assault Vest. They're not Life Orb for sure, which means we should live a Draco, I think, and then Sandsear should be enough to pick up the game. Outside of some double protects or something. They are not going for Terra. They're probably Terra Electric, that means. But Terra Fairy could have been kind of problematic, I guess. But yeah, this team has a very good matchup against Sun teams. Once the Flutter Mane goes down, we just had free Sandsears against the rest of their team. We crit the Bolt, but even with Assault Vest, I don't think they were going to live that. Sheer Force boosted Sandsear. Storm, very powerful. Now they're playing for a double protect to even have the chance to win the game, but they don't even go for it. I think if they had gotten it and I missed the Sandsear, Heat Crash might have knocked out the Lando, or at least gotten very close, so good game to them, but I think, yeah, the late game Landorus is really difficult to deal with, especially if you don't see the Choice Scarf coming on a Sun team. Alright, my opponent has a Tornadus, Kyogre, Goldengo, Urshifu, Rillaboom, and Landorus, so kind of some anti-synergy on the Earthquake with the Rillaboom and the Landorus grassy terrain, but we will figure it out. Wide Guard Pelipper seems pretty strong, but plenty of things they can do to handle that. Shadow Ball Goldengo could be one for sure, as well as Hydro Pump Kyogre. I have seen that before. I think Focus Sash on the Urshifu could be pretty good though, just to attack into the into a lot of their Pokemon. If they lead Kyogre Goldengo, I'd be really happy with the Urshifu lead, I think. Rillaboom could be cool. Like, Rillaboom Urshifu seems solid. Like, defensively, I'm not sure they can do a whole lot about it. And then I think Pelipper Wide Guard walls enough of their team that it feels correct, and then I will go Lunala last. Don't really see Landorus being that good, and Maushold again. Friend Guard's important, but when you're getting hit with Water Spouts, you'd rather have Wide Guard and mitigate entire damage instead of a passive Friend Guard boost. I guess on Clefairy you can kind of like Life Dew or Heal Pulse damage back, but all the damage will be permanent outside of Grassy Terrain healing, so I don't want to deal with that. Alright, Urshifu Rillaboom, fair enough. They are the Surging Strike one though, that's interesting. So important to pay attention to whose Rillaboom was faster. It was ours in that circumstance, so love to see that. They're probably Choice Banded. They could go for Close Combat here. I could Close Combat myself. Surely that's fine. If I go for that, what's the issue? Surging Strike is not a 2-hit KO. Close Combat will put them in Aqua Jet range. Let's just go for that. Let's Close Combat. Worst thing they can do is switch into Goldengo, which is a Surging Strike next turn. So if they're not Covert Cloak on the Rilla, we're chilling. They are going for a Terastallization, probably trying to take a knockout. But it could be Terra Ghost on something. And they go for Terra Poison. Surging Strike would have been right. That's for sure annoying. So yeah, that's annoying. They can Terra Poison Poison Jab, which would be something, I guess. Yeah, interesting Terra. They Close Combat. Oh, I Close Combat first. That's not great. Eek, okay. Surging Strike would have been way better, obviously, but it is what it is. We could blow into my Urshifu is interesting. Very interesting for sure. They can double tap me next turn if they want to. Problem is, I don't have anything that can outspeed their Urshifu now. So what do I do about that? Grassy Glide's gonna KO me for sure, which is like sad. But what can I do? Not a whole lot. I'm gonna Aqua Jet U-turn. See what we can do. The Wicked Blow is just so bad. I think Aqua Jet Wood Hammer will knock them out. Not really, unfortunately. Should I just give them the Grassy? God, that's so bad. Yeah, I'm gonna see if they go for Grassy Glide or not. They do not. They give me the Surging Strike, so glad I didn't Aqua Jet, but I guess I could have followed up with a Grassy Glide or a U-turn for the KO. Yeah. So 2 Surging Strikes would have got them. Unfortunate. Wicked Blow goes into my Rillaboom. It doesn't KO, thankfully. We can at least Grassy their back Pokemon, and that's a lot of damage there. Okay. So we're likely to take a U-turn on our Rillaboom, but that's A-okay by me because we will heal it off, of course. But yeah, we are pretty much forced to Terra. Well, not forced to Terra. We can Aqua Jet the Urshifu. Okay, they Wood Hammer trying to catch a switch. I don't really understand that. I think I'm pretty much always... Well, they don't know I'm not Choice Scarfed, I guess, so... They're trying to catch a switch there. Fine by me. Free Rillaboom Fake Out. Yeah, for sure fine by me. Can I live the hit? Maybe, maybe not. Let's go in here. It's not a good spot, I would still say. They can switch out. Grassy Glide covers a switch better because I'm going to knock out the Grassy Glide regardless. So I think I will just go for a... Should I preserve my Moongust Beam? No, I think I need to boost here for sure. If I can get Tailwind up, we're kind of chilling. Let's knock out the Rillaboom. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, they switch out, but Grassy Glide on anything is pretty good. Tornadus would have been pretty good to hit, but it is what it is. We still have our back pocket Terra Fairy, although it's pretty obvious. Meteor Beam, so yeah, it's really weird they're not Grassy Gliding any of these turns, because I still am in a good spot with Grassy Glide into their Urshifu. I think that's a knockout, so I'm really curious why they're making these plays. It's almost like they don't have Grassy Glide. Yeah, this is going to be a clean knockout. Thankfully, we do hit that. If we miss, it starts to get pretty bad. But yeah, the Terra Poison Urshifu, really good option from them. Even Terra Fairy, Lunala wouldn't be good against that. Okay, Urshifu right back out, so that's kind of good, right? Grassy Glide surely knocks out, and I just go for a Terastallization since Terra Grass doesn't do me any good against the rest of their team. And +1 single target Dazzling Gleam, I have to imagine, gets the Torn. Yeah, let's just run that. It's Goldengo in the back. It's not really that good of a... I mean, they're baiting me into the Terra Fairy, but I have Wide Guard in the back, so we should be good defensively. And it's most likely Kyogre. But they might just be trying to... Maybe... So there's an interesting argument for switching into my... Yeah, they don't Sucker Punch. Oh, okay. Very glad that I went for the Terra. Oh, goodness. Yeah, I guess they Wick Blow here still, but that's unfortunate. Just missed the KO there. Should have switched out into Pelipper. They're nice with it. They are nice with it. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I got red. You don't Poison Jab there unless you're making that read, so really good play. Wow, okay. Terra Fairy is the most common Terra type on Lunala, and I'm very incentivized to make that play, but I definitely could have assumed I was going to not get like a bad roll on the Grassy Glide and not played it so safe. But yeah, me playing it safe there just gets me an L for sure. Yeah, great read. The Terra Poison Urshifu, definitely very difficult to deal with. I was hovering Surging Strike on the first turn, but decided against it because if they are Terra Dark like they most often are, I'm in such a good spot if I close combat. Even if they're Focus Sash, I can knock them out with Aqua Jet next turn, so don't feel too bad about that one. That was just a very, very smart play from them in the late game when I probably had it locked if they don't make that read, so yeah. Knowing exactly when to make it on a pretty common Terra type, and they catch me slipping. Good game to them. Oh, alright, up against Patrick with another Lunala team, so a Mirror here. Probably Expanding Force on their end. Wide Guard going to be okay, but it's not like they're locked into Wide Guard, so maybe not ideal. You can reverse Trick Room. I think Terrifier, Rillaboom is surprisingly solid Pokemon into these sort of teams for sure. Super Fang, I think no Protect, but Friend Guard. Definitely some value on the Maushold, but might be hard to maneuver correctly. Let me think about just Helping Hand, Power Gem. Yeah, I actually like this combo. I'm going to go... This is weird. I'm actually bringing in no Protect against a Trick Room team, which might prove problematic. But I think even Focus Sash Urshifu, it's not really going to matter if I get a Protect off, because even though I have Focus Sash, they're not a single target Trick Room team. They have... Their main sweepers are the Ursaluna and the Torkoal, which I imagine they bring, which are going to be really annoying because once I get through that first turn with Protect, they can still just double tap me and my partner with Eruption Hyper Voice, so I have to play a little bit differently than I normally would against a Trick Room team that is less aggressive and also might have single target attackers. But I think we do have some cheeky stuff we can do turn 1 with the Maushold. If they don't lead, okay, they do lead in DD Lunala, fair enough, but We're very likely going to outspeed them. We can kind of just go for Super Fang plus Meteor Beam. Wait, they didn't boost up, did they? They did not. Okay. So Helping Hand Meteor Beam might not get the knockout, but Super Fang Meteor Beam 81% of the time should. So I'm going to go for that. Even though there is a chance they Moongeist Beam, I think that's pretty unlikely, and if they do, we're trading 1-1. And they did not protect. Okay. I guess they thought I couldn't knock out the Indeedee, so they went for that. I was sort of counting on my Lunala being able to 1v1 theirs, so this is kind of interesting. Yeah, we knocked them out, but if we're trading Indeedee for Lunala, I don't love that trade, honestly. With Pelipper, Rillaboom in the back. Okay, Calm Mind's fine. That's weird. Usually they're Trick Room. So Calm Mind, probably Protect, no Trick Room maybe. So we have matched their special attack. Interestingly enough, I believe Moongeist Beam goes through Shadow Shield, so they won't have that one turn of relief that they normally would against most other Pokemon. Iron Hands, that's fine. So to me, this just looks like Moongeist Beam Follow Me, and there's not a whole lot they can do about it. I could Helping Hand to try and confirm the KO, but what I don't want to happen is for them to answer back with their own Moongeist Beam. I just want to guarantee it's an Expanding Force or another move here. Okay, Protect, just knocking out the Maushold. Makes sense, for sure. But they're revealing a lot about their set. Surely it's just Calm Mind, Moongeist Beam, Other. So I feel fine about that. Could be Meteor Beam, probably just Moongeist Beam though. This is all good by me. Swords Dance is an option they can go for. Alright. That's super sketch. I mean, we outspeed them for sure. I could just get the Super Fang off. If they have Trick Room, Calm Mind, Protect, they got me. Did they have a KO with Expanding Force here? Probably so. If they do, what do I do? Super Fang. Yeah, they're probably going to Terra their Lunala, but I think I should live a, I don't know, +2 Wild Charge after they break my Shadow Shield. If I don't have the Maushold on the field, I'll probably lose. Terra Fairy, sure, makes sense. We'll see how much this was going to do at effectively neutral. But yeah, a Terra Fairy Dazzling Gleam probably is a little bit better here given what they went for, but it's fine. Moongeist Beam, yep, confirming once again we are the faster Lunala, to be expected. Okay, I do not know my mechanics. We actually don't move before them. So it is Calm Mind. Yeah, interesting. Thankfully we live, that's really important. It's not important at all. They would have not knocked out with Drain Punch, interesting. So Super Fang would have been better there, I think. That's wild. Are you Expanding Force, Moongeist, or Moonblast? That's very interesting team they have going. I think I can go for my own Terra Fairy though, and really just chip down their Iron Hands. I can apply Fake Out Pressure here, but I think Woodhammer Dazzling Gleam is just smarter here. They don't really have a knockout. Dazzling Gleam, Fake Out, maybe a little bit better. If they're Moongeist Beam, I don't just want to lose my Lunala, so I'm going to go for this. And Swords Dance means they are not another set. So I can probably just KO with Woodhammer. Do I go for Grassy Glide and chance it though? They're not Assault Vest. I feel like we have the damage here. With Grassy Glide, I'm going to be a little bit greedy and not Woodhammer. But I think with +1 Dazzling Gleam, and it's not an Assault Vest Iron Hands, with Grassy Glide we should have the damage we need to KO. We are a pretty offensive Lunala. Boom, big Grassy Glide. That doesn't do a lot. Oh no, do I do 60? Against no Assault Vest I expect like 45, so I think we'll get there. Yeah, cool. So we saved a lot of HP there, which might be important in beating the Lunala and Friend. Moongeist Beam, totally fine. As I said, the Moongeist Beam Won't knock us out. Did a lot though. Way more than we did to them, obviously because of Calm Mind. They're effectively +1 to our neutral. I mean, that's just how it is, but we're basically neutral into them. So they're healing a lot with the grassy terrain. They can get Shadow Shield up for sure if they want it. I think they might even KO me with another of these guys. So Torkoal's a clean KO, I think. With Moongeist Beam, I have to imagine. And then I can Woodhammer the Lunala. Yeah, this should knock out the Torkoal, or at least bring it low enough to where it will faint to pretty much anything else. Yeah, we knock it out in one hit. That was what I was expecting. And Woodhammer should be enough to get the Lunala in range of another one. So yeah, should be a pretty cleaned up endgame, yeah. They're very bulky, but they're not taking the Woodhammers as well as they would like. Cool. So yeah, surprising mirror on the Lunalas. I think theirs was a little worse given we knocked out their Indeedee turn 1. Oh yeah, we just barely healed enough. But yeah, we could chunk their team a lot faster than they could to ours, and I think that ended up being the difference here. Since Lunala's power level is really low, picking good partners for it, very, very important. And unfortunately for them, they chose very Trick Room oriented, and we knocked out their Trick Room, so good game to them. Kind of a tricky matchup after that turn 1. Had some stuff going on in the background, so I had to pick pretty quickly. Ended up going for the Pelipper Landorus right in the beginning of the game. I'm not sure if that's correct, but I should be able to get some damage off pretty quickly. They'd have to lead Fake Out to be able to stop this. If they lead the Landorus or the Urshifu, that's a little annoying, but we'll see. It is the Urshifu, that is definitely annoying. I could get a Psychic off though. Unfortunately, I'm not helping hand. That's really annoying. They could easily be a Choice Scarf. I think what I'm actually going to do is just go for a Hurricane right off the bat into that guy. Put it in Grassy Glide range. They might just U-turn, which would be really annoying, but it is what it is if they do that. I can't really afford to lose my Landorus this turn, I think. If they just try and trade, I think that's fine. I mean, it'd be definitely fine because I take a Surging Strike with the Rillaboom decently well and answer back with a Hurricane knockout, but I think they're likely to U-turn or Surging Strike. We'll see. Light Screen, no Terra. So I could have probably just traded this for the Urshifu. Nope, Surging Strike, so we will at least hit the Hurricane. They might live, but we will at least be able to hit a Grassy Glide into them. Ooh, it's almost a 2-hit KO. I could probably calc that to figure out if it is choiced or not. That did a lot of damage. I'm actually going to run a calc. Okay, they are Focus Sash then. So probably just Adamant, but yeah. Obvious. Oh, okay, that's juicy. That is very juicy. Okay. So they are paralyzed. I can just Fake Out. I guess I kind of want to get some damage into the Grimmsnarl, I think. It's a bit of a read, so I could Grassy Glide them, then they get some damage off into me, which I don't love. I think I'll just chip the... I'll take the guaranteed chip into the Grimmsnarl and go for a Grassy Glide into that slot. Well, I don't actually love that, because if they have Raging Bolt, that's really annoying. I'm actually going to double the Grimmsnarl. I think they easily... Okay, they are staying in and going for a move. Oh, they end up hitting themselves. That's very much a bail on my part. Impossible to say if they went for a close combat. Oh no, yeah, we can say for certain because Prankster activated. They went for Protect, so we actually read that correctly. So we are just going to hit the Grimmsnarl for a Woodhammer. Weatherball might be a little shy here. But at this point, the game just becomes trying to chip down there. Oh, that's a knockout. Okay. So, we have to watch out for their Raging Bolt. They have not used their Terastallization notably, but they have both screens. I probably reserve my Calyrex, obviously, yeah. So I need to chip the Calyrex down. Clefairy is really interesting. Okay. I'm not going to get much damage off into the Clefairy, I think. I can Tailwind here, then go to my... I am very bulky, right? I think Nasty Plot is like very likely from them, but I don't want to get caught slipping just yet. So if they set up Nasty Plot here, I'm in a bit of trouble. Let's just get some damage into the Clefairy, I think. And U-turn out. I think U-turn would make sense, but I think it's also very likely they could have gone for an Astral Barrage helping hand this turn. And I don't want to give them a boost without doing a little bit of damage to the Clefairy. They set up Nasty Plot, which is pretty likely, you know, not too surprising basically, but I do get a lot of damage into the Clefairy, and now I can kind of just go for Wide Guard or Tailwind. I think Wide Guard makes more sense to me, and a U-turn. Woodhammer, would that knock out? I'm not sure. I think Protect on Clefairy would make sense. I'm just going to U-turn into the Calyrex. I think the Clefairy is in range for a Sludge Bomb. I'm running low on rain turns, got to be conscious of that. Yeah, I just don't want to give up a double knockout here. They give me a free switch, is that something I'm okay with? 2 more turns of rain. Sure. Should I Woodhammer? Woodhammer is how much stronger? Let's just U-turn. Yeah, they protect the Clefairy, which is pretty obvious in that position, I feel. Just because it was facing so much pressure, I'm very tempted to just attack the Clefairy, knock it out, and then simplify my endgame. So they, you know, Follow Me is not going to do much good there. Set up another Nasty Plot, totally okay with that. I think I should probably think about Terra Sealing my Lando at this point. Just defensively, it does really well against them. Sludge Bomb or Earth Power. I could go into this as well. Draining Kiss isn't going to do a lot of damage, and then I just preserve my Shadow Shield, right? They're probably attacking my Pelipper, I have to imagine. I think I have a free Meteor Beam here, if I want it. I'm trying to path this out a little bit. I think I just need to preserve my Shadow Shield a little bit and that'll be fine. As well as not give them a double knockout. Sludge Bomb probably KOs the Clefairy, I think. Have to imagine. Terra Steel would be really nice. I would love to be Helping Hand, unfortunately I'm not. I revealed Wide Guard. So now the question is, do they single target attack? I would guess so. Do I lose if I get that wrong? Most likely so. Most likely so. Okay. Tell you what, I'm gonna reset Rain. I could have gone for Terra Steel here, but I think there's like a reasonable chance they could knock me out with a +2 Psychic. Draining Kiss, I don't think they have a shot, but the other one they would. So I'm preserving my Wide Guard support here, as well as my Terra. They don't Follow Me or anything. That does way too little damage, honestly. And the Clefairy, they Draining Kiss into the Rilla. It doesn't even knock out. That's interesting. So I get Fake Out Pressure, but I also give up Wide Guard. Drain Kiss is interesting. Life Dew. Okay. Sludge Bomb would have been better there, for sure. Now I am in trouble. Yeah, that's bad. That's really bad. Because now they can Astral Barrage and I can't do a thing about it. Yeah, that was a bad switch, for sure. And a bad Sandseer Storm. That did way less damage than I would have expected. 3 more turns of Reflect. They're taking a double knockout here, I believe, which is not good, obviously. Yeah, I don't think I can win this fast enough. Yeah, this was super misplayed. Yeah, I think I had the tools I needed to win this, but I just like choked for sure. I guess I just take the damage here, but this should be a loss. Protect Clefairy, yeah, Noah's gonna let me get a fake out off into them, but at least we maybe hit a Sanseer. But yeah, Sludge Bombing the Clefairy would have been way better. Just taking that knockout is, I think, where this game went wrong. Sanseer doing very little damage. It's almost like they have Calm Mind up. I mean, they basically do with the light screen. So now they're up to +6, which means very bad things for me. I don't think they can knock me out with the... So if I was Protect Wide Guard, I think I would have a chance, but because I'm not, I think I am kind of cooked. Because +6 might just knock me out. Hold on. We might have exactly enough turns because they will run out of light screen. But then they'll be able to go for a Terra on that turn. I don't know. This feels kind of over to me. I should just lose. I don't think Meteor Beam knocks out the Clefairy. So yeah, I messed this up at some point pretty severely. Okay. If they Draining Kiss, my Pelipper surely goes down. Can't do anything about that. Let's just Tailwind. They might think I Protect, honestly. So let's go Tailwind, Meteor Beam, and then maybe there's a chance, but I doubt it. Yeah. Smart of them not to Terra, or why are they tearing? Interesting. Okay, they just want the Draining Kiss max damage. Cool. They shouldn't have a knockout onto my Lunala, even at +6 with the Draining Kiss because of the Shadow Shield. Oh, they're just confirming the KO on Pelipper, I think, which makes sense, but I would have hoped they read the Protect or something, but not the case. They are not throwing the game like I did. Follow me, sure, fair enough. And there's the Draining Kiss into the Pelipper, I presume. Yeah, that'll KO for sure. So that's really why I like Focus Sash on Pelipper for situations like that. If they never hit my Pelipper, I would have been able to get a Tailwind or a Wide Guard off, or even an attack. But now they are just +6, full HP, and I'm pretty sure I don't knock them out with my Boomgeist Beam, even at +1, if Light Screen wears off and I have the opportunity to KO the Clefairy here, so. Holistically, Throne going for Sanseer Storm instead of Sludge Bomb earlier, that was just really bad. Yeah. Yeah, that was really, really poorly played on my behalf. So that will do it for battles featuring this really interesting Maushold Lunala team that was able to get both 6th place and 14th place on the Battle Stadium ladder in the Season 19 rankings. Congrats to, I believe it was Kuro and Kona, the Japanese players, for piloting it to such a high level. Definitely a very complicated team. Usually I can pick up teams without a lot of issue, but this one was definitely escaping me. Lunala, a very tricky Pokemon to use, as well as the rest of the team. Got a lot of quirks that takes some getting used to as a player. Definitely give it a try. The Friend Guard Maushold, definitely very interesting. Can like swing against defensive teams so incredibly much. Just you can Super Fang the very bulky Pokemon, followed up with a KO on the Lunala, and then you're just up a Pokemon against teams that usually take like 4 or 5 turns to lose one. And then you can taunt and redirect any attention away from your +1 Lunala. It's a very cool combination of Pokemon. If you guys want to try the team for yourself, I have the rental code in the top right of the video, as well as a Pokepaste with the EV spreads in the description below. Check that out, as well as the blog that Kona posted about this team, along with their Twitter accounts. Kuro and Kona's Twitters will be in the description below. If you guys enjoy these type of videos, please subscribe to the channel. It helps a lot. And yeah, with all that being said, peace y'all.